YouTube, what is good? We are back with a new video. If you guys aren't in the Discord, it is the link down below. If you want to join the YouTube memberships for live trading and for lectures and stuff like that, you can do it on my page. This is going to be the weekly recap. This was one of the toughest weeks for a while, right? This was really tough price action this week. So if you struggled, no worries. We are going to be recapping 3 trades that I took and how I aligned everything to take higher probability trades in these awful conditions, right? We just had news coming out all the time this entire week. There was rough price action day to day. So if you guys struggled this week, no worries. Next week is a brand new week and hopefully everything starts to clear up. So let's hop into the first trade. It was on silver on Monday. Now, if we take a look at these, we can see that with previous day low, right, we were inside of this gap, and we actually had an SMT with gold at the previous day low, right? So we have an SMT at the previous day low right here. And we actually have some form of strength switch, right? So right here is where I took the trade. We actually kind of have a little strength switch with gold not taking out these 4-hour lows, but silver was taking out these 4-hour lows, right? So we have this SMT, and I was looking for silver to trade up to here because that is where gold was trading to, right? So I technically kind of wanted an SMT break at these highs. Right, so then I go down to the 1 hour to look for a swing to trade from a gap. Right, so as you guys can see, we don't really have a gap. This would have been the first trade you could have taken, right here around 7 a.m. You could have taken that, but we don't have a gap within here, right? If I take a look at gold, we don't have a gap. So what do we need to do? Well, we can scale down to the 30-minute. Right, so coming down to the 30-minute, this is where we actually open up a gap. All right, so right here is where I want to frame a trade from, right inside of this gap to then trade up to this high and this high right here. All right, so we need an SMT inside of this gap. So if you guys see this right here, we actually close a PSP at 8:30. Gold closes bearish, and on silver it closes bullish. All right, so I actually took my entry a little earlier whenever we actually closed a 15-minute PSP right here and right here, right? So you guys can see this closes bearish on GBP silver and we close bullish on silver, right? So then I looked for my entry within this candle right here, and coming down to this chart right here, we can see that we have a down close candle that purged into this low. So this is the candle that I used to trade from, right? So the real entry could have been whenever we made this move lower and then closed above this down close, but I just used this down close because I thought this should have been a protected low. So I hopped in right here, and my stop loss was a couple ticks below this low, and then I targeted this high up here for a 4R. Right, so this was the first trade of the week. This was a really clean trade. Everything aligned. We had that 4-hour reversal into expansion candle. We had the daily SMT, so looking for higher was pretty much the play. We never ended up delivering to this high up here if we just play this out. We get close, but we never actually end up getting there, right? So my full on bias was incorrect, but that doesn't mean you can't catch a piece of the move in that direction. Right, so that was the first trade I took this week. And then if I just play this out, you guys can see we kind of just chop around. And that is the life of this entire week. It's just chop. That is literally what happened almost all week. But my second trade came here on gold. On Tuesday, the next day, we actually close a PSP here. All right, so if we take a look at this candle on Monday, the 20th, it closes bullish. Over here on silver, it closes bearish. Right, so that is our first stage cracking correlation. Then our next stage comes in right here whenever gold takes out this previous day high and silver does not take out this previous day high, right? So we have our 2-stage cracking correlation forming the high of day, PSP, SMT. So I wanted to look for lower. Right, then we can hop down to the 4-hour chart, and your first trade could have actually been framed at the daily open whenever we opened high, putting in this SMT and then trading lower. Right, but my trade came within this gap and then this candle right here for continuation. Right, so I wanted to see what we would do after taking this low because my entry came after taking this low. So if I go down to the 1 hour, you can see we don't have a gap to trade from. If I go down to the 15, this is where we actually have a gap. Now, why did I not wait for this 30-minute? Right, so whenever I take a trade, whenever there's a 30-minute above, we have to have a strength switch, right? If we have a strength switch, that allows for gold to trade lower without trading into this gap. right? So usually I will always wait for a 30-minute or a 1 hour gap. However, we had this SMT inside of this 15-minute gap at 10:45, right? So we had this SMT like this inside of this 15-minute gap, and then right here is where we get a strength switch at 12, right? So 12 does not take out this high. 12 does, or sorry, 12 does take out this high, right? So right here is where we get a strength switch for gold to then trade lower without needing to tap into this 30-minute gap, right? So that's why whenever I take a trade on the 15-minute and there's a 30-minute or a 1 hour gap above, I require a strength switch to trade away from this failure swing. Right, so then I saw that we had this swing formed, and we had an SMT with this candle giving us a strength switch, and then I assumed that we can now trade to this low. So then I looked for up close candles that traded into it, right? So right here and then right here is that low that I wanted to see get taken, right? So right here we get a change in delivery, right? So right here is where I mark it in. And then my stop went right here. I think it was like right around the high. It wasn't at the high, but it was like right around the bodies. And then I targeted this low for a 3R. All right, so this was the second trade that I took, and how you can frame a trade even though we have a gap above us. You just need that strength switch to be put in to then allow price to trade in the direction you want to see it trade to without needing to tap into the higher time frame gap. Right, so this was the second trade of the week that I took. Not the best, because usually if you know, like, you guys know how I like to trade, I would much rather this 30-minute get tapped into with an SMT up here. But if that, like, if it presents itself, then I'm gonna take it, right? Then my next trade came on Thursday on CL, right? So my next trade on Thursday came on CL. If we're going to continue, we're going to do it from the previous day's EQ. If I go down to the 4 hour, right here, right? So what I saw was we were kind of in this consolidation, right? Not kind of, we were, right? We were in this candle's high and low, and we come down and we purge this candle's low. Right, so I'm expecting this to become a protected low. Right, so I want to see this become a protected low and then trade to this range high. So I was seeing this as take the range low, trade it to the range high. Right, but there is no SMT here, so I went down to the 1 hour, and this is where I can say this becomes a protected low, because we form right here a down close candle, over here on RB an up close candle. So right here is where I can say, okay, this should remain a protected low, and now we can look for this high and this consolidation high, right? So I wanted to trade it to this high up here, right? Let's remove this. So I assume this is going to be protected because of the PSP, and we actually have, if we take a look at this candle's low at 830 over here on HO, 830 makes a new low, 830 does not. So right here is a SMT at this candle's low. So this is where I started looking for longs. So then I went down to the 5-minute after that PSP was formed and this SMT was put in, and I looked for a change in delivery, which happened right here. Right, so right here's our change in delivery, and this, like, I saw this gap right here as well, and I waited until 9 a.m. to get in because I wanted to wait for that hourly closure, since we did have a pretty large wick. All right, so I wanted to wait for that candle to close, and I got in right around here with a stop loss rate at the bodies. Then I targeted this high right here for a 2.8R. Right, so this was a partial that I took on stream. All right, so I got out of partials right here at this high. Then I get trailed out below this low for what? A 0.68R. So basically a 2.8R trade. But yeah, this was the third trade that I took this week. If I stayed on longer, this 10 a.m. trade right here inside this gap looked pretty good, or this little strength switch whenever oil didn't take, or oil took this low and HO didn't take this low inside of a gap, right? So right here or right here, right? So these gaps were really nice, but I wasn't on the charts that time, so it is what it is. Still caught a little piece of the move, which is okay with me, and ended this trade with a 2.8R. And those were the 3 trades that I took this week, and it was a brutal week. It was rough watching this price action. unfold day to day. So I'm glad this week is over with, because this made me tired watching this. So if you guys struggled this week, no worries. Come back next week ready to go, and get ready, because next week, I'm just going to say it, I hope it's a lot better than whatever we got this week, man. So yeah, I will see you guys in Monday's video.